Good morning from the Disney Dream. We're back here in Fort Lauderdale getting ready to disembark the Disney Dream. Come on and check it out. Alright guys, so I want to give you a little bit of information. If you're going to be cruising Disney, this is how it works on all the ships. You have some options for disembarking. First thing I want to cover is if you're going to have Disney Cruise Line handle your bags, you need to put them outside your stateroom door by 10 p.m. the night before you are ready to disembark. You'll get these nice little tags, and you would go ahead and put those tags on your bags. You put them outside your door, and then the luggage service will take it and they will store it for you. And then as you disembark the ship, you're able to grab your luggage. Or you can do what we do. As I'm going to show you in the vlog, we just take our own luggage off. That's what we prefer to do. It's easier for us. We don't have to worry about them losing our luggage. Not that they would. I'm not saying they would, but obviously anything can happen. And we can just go quicker. Because when you use those tags, each tag has a different character. So it goes about time because of their storage area, I believe. And they can't have a bunch of people in there all at once. So they call tags. You know, we would have Donald. They'll say, okay, Donald, go ahead. If you have Mickey, okay, Mickey, go ahead. So that's why we kind of just carry our own off, and we can just leave after our breakfast, which I'll get to in a minute, how it works with your final breakfast on board the Disney Dream. Or any Disney Cruise Line. This is the same for the fleet-wide. We're heading to breakfast. So on Disney Cruise Line, there's you get a sit-down breakfast before you disembark, and it goes according to your dining time. We have late dining, so our breakfast is at 8:10 a.m. If you have early dining, I think it's like 6:45. So keep that in mind when you are booking your dining. We like the late dining. And it's kind of nice because you can stay, if you have the late dining, you can stay in your room till like 8 o'clock in the morning. And we have our luggage, so most people, they just kind of find a spot and you can leave your luggage while you eat, and then you're able to grab it, and then we should be off the ship. So it's very organized. Disembarking, and I like it.
Right now, that's not the tags, they're already out, for an example.
Yeah.
Ours was closed, so ours is not out yet. So you can put your tag out.
Yeah, so that's...
Luggage out.
So all we got to do is put our luggage down, and we're going to go and eat. So this is the final breakfast menu. It's pretty similar to the other ones. What's nice is you get to relax a little bit before you have to, whether you're flying or we're driving home. We're in Fort Lauderdale. We live, Orlando area. It's about a 3-hour drive. So it's nice and relaxing. You can able to eat your breakfast, chill, come off the ship. I really do like the way Disney does their disembarking. I think I like it more than a lot of the other cruise lines I've been on. This is where you can just leave your bags. Breakfast is over. They just announced too that all clear. Everybody can now come off the cruise ship no matter what was on your tag. If you did have Disney take your bags the night before, now you can just come on off. Let's see how it is. But I think this on this vlog you get to really experience what it's like, right, Roberta?
Yeah.
Disembarking a Disney cruise, which I've mentioned already. It's my favorite disembarking of any ship is Disney. It's so organized, it's relaxing because of the way that they do the breakfast. So all the early dining's gone now.
Yeah.
And now everybody's clear, so we should be able to get right off pretty quickly. And then of course, as you need your key to the world card.
Yeah.
When you come off, but we'll show you when we get up here. We're just going down the hallway.
If anybody that actually stood out to you, we write it down names as we go.
Yeah, survey.
So when we have surveys, we put the names of the crew members that stood out for us.
Yes.
But you also, Disney Cruise Line, they do give an option of writing.
Yeah.
So like gas service, Sura. I correct the name because yesterday was...
Oh, from guest service.
Yeah.
He's a guy that's, if you've been following along, the little issues here with the extra charges. And they did rectify it, actually.
Yeah.
Everything has been fixed.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
So, and the dining crew also.
Yeah, we had a great dining crew. Shout out to Sister Juan and Tiago.
Yeah.
Excellent, man.
So we write it a small letter of appreciation to them, and a lot of times the surveys will help them to get sometimes like extra days off or anything like
Yeah.
that, extra time off.
So it is important to recognize,
And plus
especially in
for
the
them
service.
to move on in a career.
Of course, yeah, especially in the service industry
Yes.
that Roberta and I are so familiar with working in for so many years. All right. So you go off the same way you came in. It's not as fun, obviously, because we got to leave. So yeah, right here. Nice and easy. Coming right out. So yeah, you do need, every person does need their card to get off because they scan the card for each individual. And just like that, we are off the ship. And you know what that means? We're that much closer to our next cruise, guys. Yeah, which we are already starting to look into. We love cruising, and we really appreciate everybody who follows us along for our cruise vlogs. Please take a moment, subscribe to Medling World. Not quite done yet. We're going to continue on the vlog a little bit.
How much the parking is going to cost too.
Yeah. So this is a 5-night cruise. We're in Fort Lauderdale. It's the first time we've used this port. Coming in was really nice. I actually liked the port. It was simple. It was easy. Something a little different here than Port Canaveral is you pay after. So you don't pay prepay to parking. You just, when you come into the garage, you grab a ticket, and then you pay when you leave, which is kind of neat. But we have to go through immigration and customs and stuff. I suggest passport. Passport's the easiest way because it's all face recognition with the passport. If not, you have to wait in line with your birth certificate and government issued ID. Just like that, we're out. I mean, we never stopped walking basically. From the time we got out, you walk right up there. It's like a photo ID of your face. It turns green and you go. You don't even need to take your passports out. Again, I suggest that anybody that likes cruising or traveling, get a passport. It makes life so much easier. These are the machines you can use when you gotta pay, guys. They're all over the place, honestly. There's actually a person there also that can assist you. But look, there's no wait for the elevators. I don't mind this sport at all.
What's level 4, I think.
Remember what level you parked on, though. I'm glad these guys remembered because I'm like, where did we park?
But she says we can pay down here or when you come out with your car, but it costs us $100.
$100 for 5-night
5
cruise.
nights, yeah. So it's max. It says right there, maximum daily rate is $20.
Yeah.
So
Not too bad, actually. I think it's cheaper than Port Canaveral. I think Port Canaveral, like a 4-night cruise, is like almost $100. And here we are, guys. And this is where the journey's going to end today, guys. Thank you so much for watching Medling World. I want to thank everybody who has followed along on this awesome cruise that we went on. We keep it real on our channel. We show you the good, the bad. We show you reality of what's going on.
yeah.
Last but not least, see ya!